Hello and welcome everyone. This is our 2025 New Year's Day live stream. If you're new to this channel, I have some public content and then the majority of my content goes on my membership. So if you like this practice and it interests you, go to gabrielbenjaminyoga.com and check out the different options for my membership. And if you want to contribute to this channel, which I highly recommend and appreciate, you can click links below for one-time drop-in fees. It's a sliding scale, and it does help me to produce more content and support my family. So it's good that we mutually support each other. Having gotten all of that out of the way, today I'm very excited. We're going to do a dynamic hatha yoga practice. A lot of movement, kind of like vinyasa for the warm-up, sun salutes and strengthening flow, but we're going to get into holding, more stillness, and some nice breath work and meditation. So thank you for joining. Let's go ahead and begin in child's pose. So I like to do child with my legs wide. You can fold your arms into your head if you feel a little stiff in your neck, or have your arms reaching and the head down. Deep breath. Very good. And then come to the hands and knees. And roll the spine. Breathing smooth. We try to move the spine sequentially. So you move low, mid, and upper back. Eventually we are more in touch with the spine and it starts to move like a bicycle chain, one link at a time. We develop increased fluid in the joints, the lubricating fluid called synovial fluid, through this type of movement. So at first, sometimes we practice, we feel a little stiff as we move, and the more that we're consistent with our practice, the more we build up this sort of feeling of having a well-oiled machine, nice lubricated joints. Stiffness leads way to suppleness in the body. We're breathing and taking a few more rounds. And then bring the hands closer to the knees, come into the legs, feet parallel, have the knees bending a little bit, the head down. And bend the knees a little bit more, lengthen the spine, come on up, arms come up, and arms relax. Good. Deep breath, standing tall, roll the shoulders. And do both directions. And roll the elbows. And do both directions. Roll the wrists. And do both directions. And then roll the hips. And do both directions. And feet together, bending the knees, rolling out the knees. And do 4 or 5 each way. And then stand tall, arms up, weave the fingers together. You may want to step wide apart, push up through the palms, and then bend and extend the arms. And then switch your grip, push up through the palms, bend and extend. And if you want to try something a little bit different, you can come a little bit behind the head and make a circle. Otherwise, keep doing lateral or linear, perhaps I should say, and do the other direction. Making that circle, getting into some different areas of the arms. Very good. And then push up and relax. Next, we'll lift the arms, elbows bent a little bit, and twist side to side. This is a warm-up I commonly do, and it's good to do a similar warm-up and then a variety of different poses in your held practice. One of the nice things about doing the same warm-up is that it's easy to memorize, and then if you're ever in a place that doesn't have the ability to stream these classes, you can still do your practice because it's so intuned and ingrained into the body. And when you're ready, come back to center, arms relax. And we're going to tuck the chin and emphasize the lift of the chest and do a half moon. Come back, other side. We're not taking the head back, we're just going around, back down. You may feel a closing in the chest, but keep the sternum lifted. And chin down, emphasize a very deep lift of the chest. And lengthen the back of the neck. And we'll do some nice half salutes. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, touch down. Maybe bend the knees. Flat back, stand on up. And touch down. Flat back, stand up. Touch down. Flat back, stand up. And touch down. Stand on up. And then bring the hands to the heart. Deep breath, standing tall. And let's go ahead and take the arms to sky. Exhale, fold down. Hands forward, walk back, downward dog. Deep breath, hips high. It is okay to bend the knees if you need. And knees down, cat pose. Go ahead and press the ribs side to side a little bit. Very good. Come back to center. Push into the legs, hips high. Downward dog. And then walk back to the top of the mat. Come into half lift and full fold. Do that 2 more times. Half lift, strong back, abs in, full fold. And again, half lift and full fold. And straight back lift. Arms come up. And hands to heart. Arms relax. And then go ahead and take the right hand and tap out the shoulder and upper breastplate. And work down the arm, doing the inner and outer arm. So what we're doing today, we're doing a very mild warm-up before doing sun salutations, which, you know, a lot of people will start right away with sun salutations. To me, that's the heat up. And I like to bring the body to a little bit of a warm state before bringing the body into a hot state. And rubbing the wrist. Takes a little bit more time, but usually the body responds really well to this very gradual transition from warm to hot. And rubbing the elbow, rubbing the shoulder, and other side. And working down the arm, inner and outer arm. Back of the arm. And then rubbing the wrist. Rubbing the elbow. When we do sun salutes, we ask a lot of our wrists, elbows, and shoulders. It's nice to give them a lot of love first. And rubbing the shoulder. Rubbing the hands together a little bit. And then tapping out the body. Work down the body, up and down a couple times. And then work down the legs. Bend the knees as you bend down. And do the inner and outer legs. Backs of the legs. Knees bend, and then tapping out the glutes, tapping out the lower back, and then swinging the arms and working into the mid and upper back. And then tapping out the shoulder blade, trapezius, upper back. Other side. Very good. One more time, rubbing the hands together, getting the body warm, ready to transition to getting the body hot. Very good. Shake out the hands a little bit. Maybe kick out the foot a little bit. Both sides. Excellent. Now come to the top of the mat. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Right leg back, runner's pose. Lift the chest. Exhale, hands and knees. And then lower down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, release. Inhale, lift to neutral. downward dog. Right foot steps up, runner's lunge, and then come back to the top of the mat. Fold over the legs, and then lift to standing. Maybe bend the knees. Arms up, and then fold down. Left leg back, runner's pose, hands and knees position, and transition to face down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, relief. Use the core and lift. Downward dog. Left side, runner's lunge. Lengthen the spine. And then lean in and glide in, top of the mat, and fold over the legs. Consider bending the knees if you need. Straight back lift, arms to sky, and hands to heart. And arms to sky again. Exhale, fold down. Right leg back, runner's lunge. Hands and knees position, face down. Inhale, cobra, and exhale, release. Lift to neutral, and downward dog. Right foot steps up, and glide into the top of the mat. Straight back lift, rise on up, and then fold back down. Left leg back, runner's pose. Transition to face down. Inhale, cobra. Release. Use the core and lift. Downward dog. Left side. Runner's pose. Lengthen the spine. Lean in, glide in, Uttanasana. And then straight back lift. Arms rise up. Arms lift, and then hands to heart. Deep breath. And go ahead and inhale again, upward salute. Exhale, fold down. Walk to plank, and then hover chaturanga or face down. And then inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Deep breath. And transition to the top of the mat. Half lift and fold. Straight back lift. Rise on up. Arms come up. Arms relax. Again, inhale, arms lift. And exhale, plank. Hover chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And then walk or hop. Top of the mat, half lift and fold. Straight back lift. Rise. Arms relax. And again, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Plank position. Hover. Lift. Downward dog. Deep breath. Top of the mat. Half lift and fold. Straight lift, rise on up, arms come up, arms relax. Another sun salute A, inhale, arms up, exhale, fold down, and walk back to plank and hover. Inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog. Deep breath. And top of the mat. Half lift and fold. Straight back lift. Rise. Arms up and then hands to heart. Deep breath. Arms relax. Feet parallel. And remember, you can always go at your own pace. You can skip the vinyasa part if you'd like. Otherwise, we're going to do sun salute B, which is a little more intense. Chair pose, plank pose, vinyasa, downward dog. Right side, warrior one. Move through the flow. Upward dog. Downward. Left side. Warrior one. Move through the flow. Hug the arms in. Deep breath in downward dog. Hips high. Lifting out of the shoulders. Feet and fingers parallel. Good, and then walk or jump forward. Top of the mat, half lift, and then fold. Some weight in the heels. Chair pose, standing pose, and again, chair pose. Plank pose. Vinyasa. Downward dog. Right foot up. Warrior one. Flow. Left side. Warrior one. And flow. Downward dog and hold. Deep, deep breath. Walk or jump. Top of the mat, half lift and fold. Chair pose. Standing pose. And just relax. We're going to do one more sun salute B, chair pose, plank pose, flow. Right foot up. Warrior one, good pressure in the back foot. Glide. Vinyasa. Left side. Warrior one. Move through the flow. Body's getting nice and hot now. Downward dog. Deep breath. You feel how the shoulders and legs are opening more with that warmth we're building. Hop, top of the mat. Half lift and fold. Chair to standing. Deep breath. Now we're going to flow a little bit, but in more of a cooling, watery sort of way. So left hand on hip, right arm over, right hand on hip, left arm over, and do a few more of those side to side.
come back to center. And we're going to keep building some heat in the body. But now with our first holding pose, chair. Our first holding standing pose, I suppose. You see how I'm lifting my arms just parallel to the ground? You can do that. If your back is really sore, you could do hands to heart. And if you want to sit a little deeper and lift the arms a little more, that's a fuller way to express the pose. Work with what works for your body and your breath. Downward dog. And knees down, lengthen the spine. Extend the right leg and lift, and switch sides. Extend the left leg, lift, and come back to the right side. Lift, lift just hip level, lift the left arm, keep the abs lifting, and switch sides. And release, then extend the right leg, lift, flex the foot, and then curl the hamstring. This is something we don't do very much of in yoga, is a hamstring curl. We stretch the hamstrings a lot, which is good, but it's also really good to contract them like this. And other side. And we're not contracting our muscles and stretching them in all ways they're meant to be worked with, then the body is not fully balanced and healthy. So it's good to bring in the pairs of opposites, just like we want inhale and exhale. Very good. Release and extend the right leg, flex the foot, curl the hamstring, then lift the left arm as an option, make a fist, curl the bicep. This pulling action in the arms is something we don't do a lot of. We push a lot, but pulling is very good for the shoulders when combined with pushing. Let's release and extend. Flex the foot, curl the hamstring if you're able to. Arm out, make a fist, squeeze in. Excellent. Release. Tuck under the toes. Push into the legs, downward dog. And then walk or hop up. Half lift and fold. Deep breath. And chair pose. To standing pose. Stretching the right quadricep. You may want to hold on to something. Hug the knees together, tuck your tailbone and keep your core in. All left arm up or hold on to something. Very good. Release and switch sides. Knees hug in, tail down, abs in, right arm up, deep breath. And arm relaxes, feet parallel. And go ahead and take one more chair pose. Your level of chair that suits you. Deep breath. Exhale. Plank pose. And then side plank. You can do knee down or kickstand like this. Otherwise, feet together, lifting the hips high with the strength of the legs to lift out of the shoulder. And then without rushing, come down back to normal plank, firm the legs. And then other side. Side plank. Do your modification as you need, lift the hips high. And then without rushing, come down with the core. Normal plank, firm legs. Downward dog, hips high. And knees down, rounding the back, holding for a moment, and then lengthening to neutral. Tucking under the toes, lift the knees a little bit, bear pose. And then knees down, and then turning to the left and opening the legs. Straddle pose. And then take the left hand under the right side of the chest, hold the lower back and twist. And come on down, right hand under the left side of the chest, hold the lower back and twist. Very good. Come on down. Put a bend in the knees and then come on up. Then open up the right foot and turn the back foot in. Spread the toes. Warrior two. And then lengthen the right leg and take triangle pose. You can be holding closer to the knee. If you can keep your chest open, eventually hold lower. And it's really not important to hold lower if you're throwing off the alignments to do so. Deep breath, chest is open, not back bend open, but a nice neutral open. And you have good pressure in the back foot. Very good. Come on up and switch sides. Turn the back foot in. Really open those left toes. Level the hips, arms level. Start in warrior two. The knees opening. And then triangle. Remember your options. It's not important to reach low, but it is important to keep the chest open, and the shoulders, hips, and ankles should all be in line. That means your core is active, your back's healthy, and your alignment is giving you your deepest hamstring and hip opening stretch. If you move your chest forward, hips back, collapse the chest down, you can reach much further, but your back isn't supported, your core is not active, and you don't stretch your legs as much. So it creates this illusion of progress. You're like, yeah, I'm touching the ground, but you're not getting much out of the pose and creating contradictions. Stay with the breath. Remember, that's the highest alignment. And work on those little fine-tunements of the body from there. Excellent. Come on up and open up in the right foot. Turn the back foot in. Again, warrior two. It's nice to keep the knee open and the arms level. If you get a lot of pain in your trapezius, a little more of a kind of a balancing scales position. You mainly just want to not have the back arm dropping. The arms are active and intentional, right? So if you're intentionally modifying, you have that symmetry and you're doing the arms with purpose, right? You're working with the arms with purpose, not sort of like checking out a little bit, thinking about something else, right? You're here, present, very clear in that warrior energy, right? Excellent. Side angle, you can have the arm to the inside and push the knee open. Chest stays open. Deep breath. You can also rest the arm on the thigh, you can touch the ground. If the arm's on the thigh, it's weightless on the thigh. Excellent, come back to warrior two. Relax the arms and switch sides. Really open that left foot, turn the back foot up. The hips are going to want to follow the front foot, but square them. That's what gets you the flexibility in that base of the body. Warrior two, deep breath, spreading the toes. Side angle, open chest, keep the knee opening. Back to warrior two, and then let everything relax. Hinge down, center the feet, and sway. Very good. When you're done swaying side to side, come back to center. Put a bend in the knees, come on up. Open up the right foot again. Turn the back foot in, take warrior two. Just briefly, sit low because it's brief. And then lengthen and take triangle again. But then this time take triangle two with the arm behind the back. Chest opens, knee spirals open, but you keep weight on the inner foot and build the arch. Breathe. And then come on up and switch sides. Pass through warrior two because it's very brief. We're going to sit really low. And then take triangle. Take the second variation, chest and shoulders open. Enjoy. Very good. Push into the legs, come on up, and adjust the feet back to the center position, hinge down, and then left hand under the right side of the chest. I'm using my thumb for extra height. Your fist is good too, and that's good if you have wrist pain. Twist with the arm up or hold the low back again. And then come on down, right hand under the left side of the chest, twist with the left arm up or hold the low back. And come on down and go ahead and sway side to side a few more times. Moving without doing exhausting movements, right? It's nice to do push-ups. I love push-ups. But it's also nice to move in a way that's refreshing rather than exhausting. Very good. And then come back to center. Lift the chest and bend the knees. Then lengthen the legs around the back. Bend the knees, extend the spine. And do a few more of those. Again, moving without being exhausting, right? But it is intense. We're going deep in the hips. We're refining the subtle connection to the spine, being more in touch with each little part of the spine, and more in touch with the breath. Yeah, next time you lift the chest, come back to neutral with the legs and the neck, and then bend the knees, come on up, and slowly walk closer to the top of the mat. One more chair pose, feet parallel, still got a little juice in the legs, building the core, right? We're putting weight in the heels. The core is here, not just here, right? The back also. And if you like, the arms extend more, that builds the core more and opens the shoulders more. It's a strength pose, but it's also an opening pose. It's a breath pose, like every yoga pose. Good, and then come to standing, and we're gonna do the standing thigh stretch again. Maybe you're a little lightheaded. Sometimes we take a break. Maybe have a sip of water. Hold on to something if you need. Take a thigh release. Hug the knees in, tail down, arms up. Other side. Knees hug in, abs in, arm up. Excellent. Release. Legs release. Deep breath. Standing arch or neutral spine. Abs in either way. Exhale. Plank. And pause. Downward dog. Right leg high. And then switch sides. And then right leg high again. And use the core to step to crescent lunge. And the hands can be partial, extended but not together, and then eventually the hands can come together. The heel is centered, there's weight under the little toe mound as well as the big toe mound, and you breathe. And then hands down, left arm down, right arm up. Very good. Hands down, back knee down. Either stay like this and just stretch a little bit, or lift and hold the knee, or lift and bring the arms back and create a little more of an opening in the spine and chest. The hips are going to want to move to the sides, center them with your core, and breathe. We're both using the core to balance, but also releasing the core, getting a stretch in this upper hamstring, the hip flexor, and it's good to have a strong and flexible core. Excellent. Downward dog. And left leg high. Left foot down, right leg high. And right foot down, left leg high. Step very light. Crescent lunge. Getting strong thigh and hips, but also good release in the back leg. And arrange the arms as you see fit. Remember the options. Deep breath. Hands down. Right hand down, left arm up, opening in the chest. Sometimes we look down while we're twisting, that's totally fine. Looking up is good, so long as the chin's not lifted too much and your chest is opening. Very good, come on down, back knee down, and if you like, stay like this. Do whatever you did on the other side preferably. Lift or bring the arms back. Deep breath. Hands down, downward dog. Either stay here, or if you like, you can add vinyasa. Plank, hover, feet back, up dog. Downward dog. And knees down, child's pose. Brief rest, and just relax. And then come onto the elbows, legs way back, firm the thighs. Flat or rounded back. And reach back through the feet, opening in the chest. Deep breath. Excellent. Come on down. Hands back alongside the hips. Half locust. Press the feet down and lift the arms and the chest. And exhale, release. And we're going to do bow pose now, 2 times. So hold the ankles, hug the knees in. If you want to do another sphinx or another locust, that's fine. Otherwise, inhale, lift. Knees hug in, deep breath. And then come on down. Hands to the feet, heels go wide, tailbone tucks. Big fat stretch for the thighs. Big breath. And holding the ankles and hugging the knees in, and lift to bow and breathe. And then come on down. Wiggle around a little bit, maybe windshield wiper the legs. Whatever you need to loosen up your back. Either lift to neutral or bring the hands to low ribs, upward dog, downward dog. And right knee forward, swan. Maybe sit on a pillow or do a modification, cradle or lunge, otherwise lift. And we'll do the swan back bend, bringing the hands back a little bit, opening the chest. And then melt into the forward bend. And then go ahead and adjust to the side and open the legs into a straddle. Take the right arm overhead, chest stays open. And then the left side. Come back to center and adjust, facing the other direction, downward dog. And left side, swan pose. And taking the back bend swan, chest opens, Deep breath. And then melting into the forward bend. Softening in the neck and shoulders, letting go. Come on up and adjust and take a nice straddle. Big side bend, left side. Big side bend, right side. Yeah. Come back to center. Legs come a little closer and roll the femurs. Keep sitting tall. And then we're going to do a balancing straddle. Upavishta Konasana. Sitting bones back. Lean back a little bit. Let's start with just a balancing sort of partial butterfly, a balancing squat, and then eventually leading with the chest. Legs extend. You're holding the big toes and breathing. Very good. Release. And now we're ready to sit cross-legged. Sit tall. And we're going to breathe fast through the nose. Fire breath, about 30 times. Exhale fully. And then just breathe normally. Maybe adjust your seat. If your knees or hips are not comfortable, sit on something. You don't need the heat on. I'm going to do another round of the fire breath. All right, we're ready to begin again. Exhale fully. And now alternate nostril breath. Peace fingers in the space between the eyebrows. Take the first inhale through the left side. Exhale through the right. Right side inhale. Left side exhale. Inhale left side. Exhale right side.
And continue the pattern. Exhale fully. And breathe normally through both nostrils. Switch which leg is in front. And stir the spine a little bit, just in case you're starting to feel a little stiff. Tuck your chin to your chest, roll the neck a little bit. Keep lifting the chest. Good. Chest lifts, chin tucks, and then renew the lift of the heart and spine. Right ear, right shoulder. Left shoulder sinking. And other side. Right shoulder sinking. And then come back to center. And we'll go ahead and sit with the eyes closed for just a little bit. Sitting tall and breathing.
Come back to the body. Let's go ahead, extend the legs forward, sitting bones back. And push into the ground, lift the chest. And option to lift the arms and activate more. And then stretch. We're going to do this a couple times so we don't have to do our deepest stretch. Just breathe and relax. And then come on up. Sit really tall. Arms up. Sit even taller. Deep breath. Very powerful in the pose. And stretch. And release the forward bend. Scoot on up. And roll onto the back. Knees to chest. And left leg down, hold the back of the leg and extend the right leg. Keep the neck lengthened. And if you like, extend the left leg. Toes working down, heel up. And release. And left knee into chest, hold the back of the leg, extend the leg, toes down, heel up. And if you like, lengthen the right leg. Deep breath. And release. Bend the knees to the chest. And open the arms, take the legs to the left. Body twist right. And other side.
Very good. Come back to center, knees to chest, and then feet down. Feet go wide, and knees bend in. And then feet come closer together. Knees to chest. Next is happy bait. Ankles above the knees, knees widening, neck lengthening. The hips come up a little bit, but you eventually work the low back and the hips down more as you relax into flexibility. And release. Feet to the ground. Lengthen the left leg and opening the arms, pivoting up onto the left hip, right shoulder down, left hand to right knee, and stretching. And other side. Notice how you feel. Sometimes one side's much tighter, so you can always spend extra time. Maybe do it multiple rounds or just one long, slow hold. Start very ginger and go really deep eventually. The shoulders staying grounded is part of the stretch that frees up the front of the body and the upper back. And you enjoy releasing the hips in both legs. When you're ready, come back to center and take Shavasana. Close the eyes and just relax. When you're ready, come back to the body. Take knees to chest and then come upright. Do a clearing breath and 3 ohms. Breathe in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. And then om. Namaste. All right. Wonderful practice, everyone. Thank you for joining. Again, I do appreciate those who are able to contribute. I'm having more of these classes available on my membership. So check out gabrielbenjaminyoga.com to join the membership. There's a variety of tiers for different income levels. And if you want to just use these as a one-off, I do post some public content, and there's links in the description below for drop-ins. So thank you for your contribution. It really helps this channel a lot, helps me support myself and my family. I'm going to support my body with some water, and I encourage you to do the same. I'm going to go cycling, and I'm going to hydrate. This is lime, honey, and salt, right? Hippie Gatorade. So stay hydrated. That's a consistent message that I offer. And be good to yourself and those around you. I hope everyone has a happy new year. It's a good time for a reset, but oftentimes we get pumped and we do 3 weeks of resolutions and then we peter out. And it's an important reminder. Anytime's a good time for a reset. You know, you get in a little bit of a slump, take little steps to get out of it, build positive habits, write things down to help encourage build that habit, and things will happen little incremental bits at a time. Sometimes we have big breakthroughs in life, but usually our progress is very small, barely noticeable little bits, but it does get us far along the way. It's like putting nickels in the coin jar, you know, eventually you're rich. So hopefully this was just the practice you needed today. I will be back with more and various stuff soon. I'm going to do some vinyasa, core conditioning, and I have some yin planned, as well as my consistent yoga for cyclists short forms that I have on my membership. And I wish you all very, very well. I've had a good morning so far. I planned a very ambitious morning and I haven't quite lived up to it. We're all human, we're all imperfect, but I've had a good morning, some healthy hydration, some writing and reading, cold shower, and I'm going to do a little bike ride and spend the afternoon and evening with my children. So many good wishes, and I will see you soon. Ciao, everyone.